So Alex, you've been traveling as we discussed earlier to India. You lived for some time in Belgium, in Europe, in Scotland, USA, and so on. And you've been living in Vietnam for the past 4 years. What were the cultural shocks that you faced throughout your travel, but especially in Vietnam? What was that one thing that you really weren't able to get used to for quite some time?
Well, to be honest, there wasn't any huge cultural shock in Vietnam. But the reason for that is because previously I've been to India where I really felt some huge shocks. And then whenever I go somewhere else, I just have a feeling that I've seen that before. So it's nothing new, it's nothing strange. Like the
So
street food, the bikes, the traffic, the rainy season, the humidity. So it's something familiar to me. It's like I I know this feeling already. So there wasn't any huge culture shock for me.
mhm. So you are able to, embrace their food, their culture, way of living quite easily.
Yeah, that's true. Well, of course, there are a few things I had to adapt, like for example, traffic, but that's because I have never driven a scooter or a motorbike before. So that was a new experience for me. But now I feel like I'm a real I'm a real professional. So
Man,
people
I
who
can't I
travel
can't forget that moment when you took me into the city and we went into that huge roundabout. There was no signs whatsoever, no rule that they obey, just honking like tit, 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 tit. That was the way of communicating. That was insane, for sure.
well, to be honest, I didn't have much experience when you came to Vietnam. I just learned how to drive like maybe 1 or 2 months
Don't
before that.
tell me that.
I didn't know how to tell you, Ari, I don't know if it's safe if I would be the driver and you sit behind me. But we ended up having a great experience in the end. So now you know,
Yeah,
there's
it
nothing to
was.
be afraid anymore.
Did you have any accidents with the motorcycle?
Um, no, not really. I had maybe like a small collision, but nothing really dangerous. So like just twice something really minor happened. And I guess that was because of my thinking and I was not paying attention. But besides that, I drive really safely. So whenever something happens, I'm really aware. So yeah, everything is pretty safe with me. Yeah, everything is okay.
And what would be your favorite place in Vietnam? I mean, I believe that you did travel a little bit outside of Ho Chi Minh as well. So if you would have to name, let's say, 5 places to visit in Vietnam, what would be those?
Well, to be honest, I'm not that experienced when it comes to traveling, but I remember that there is a city called Dalat where
Hmm.
the air is pretty fresh. There are some mountains and there is a lake as well, so it feels really relaxing when you go over there. So that's a city I would definitely suggest and recommend for people. There's another place called Muine. It's close to the beach. There is a bay area as well where I remember I swam in the morning and it just felt so relaxing and peaceful and calm, at least for me. Another place, well, I don't really know because I've never really been to, but I know that a few other famous places would be Da Nang, where there are many tourists who like it because of the water and swimming and the seafood. And then there would be Hoi An, which is in the middle of Vietnam. And then, of course, you would have Hanoi and Halong Bay, a place which you are familiar with.
Yeah. It was amazing. Like definitely, I really enjoyed Hanoi, the capital of Vietnam, especially the old markets, people selling everything that can be sold from animals to fish, vegetables, and so on. It was such an amazing experience. But also Halong Bay is such a beautiful place with the little islands and cliffs that you can find there, kayaking around them. I did miss out Hoi An, which is, I've seen it afterwards. It's a really, really old city. And during the time that I was there, they celebrated the Lantern Festival or the Light Festival, or something like it, which was quite a fun experience for whoever managed to see that one. Other than this, yes, Ho Chi Minh was really, really nice as well to see the modern side of Vietnam. I mean, I'm not too sure. I didn't really explore that much Hanoi because they also have like the new area of the town. I explored more the old town, but yeah, definitely Ho Chi Minh was a really, really nice place. The people were really friendly. They were open to speak with you, and I was really grateful that you took me to that place at one night where we were able to speak with the locals. That was such an amazing experience. What would be your favorite place in Ho Chi Minh? What is that place that you always go with pleasure? It's like your breakout space, let's say.
Well, to be honest, lately I like to go to District 2. It's a bit more peaceful. They have some really nice restaurants. But I guess what I like the most about the place if it's like calm and quiet, if it's not too noisy. Like after working for a long day, I would really like to relax. And then if I can have a nice dinner and enjoy conversation and not having a heavy traffic near the restaurant, that would be a nice place. So probably District 2 would be one of them.
I can't remember exactly the name of these places. It might be District 1 or where all the touristical places are, the standing bars and the open shops where all the tourists go, right? So you try
Yeah, that
to,
would be District 1. That would be in
yeah.
District 1.
So you try to avoid those places and go somewhere more authentic, more local and peaceful.
Definitely. Well, I've been there a few times, but then it's pretty much the same every time I go back there, rarely. Yeah, so I try
Mhm.
to avoid the noisy, crowded places and like more peace and quiet and just to enjoy a nice time and a nice atmosphere.
And in terms of food, what do you enjoy the most? What do you say is the best food in Vietnam?
Well, I'm not sure if it's the best, but at least the best for me would be pho. I'm having it at least once a day, especially now because of the rainy season. So like my mother used to say, if you eat, drink what hot soup, then the chances to get sick and having a fever and stuff like that are low.
Low.
So yeah,
Yeah.
at the same time they have a lot of rice and chicken. I also prefer the beef, but probably pho would be one of my favorites. And of course the traditional banh mi, the bread with some eggs and some vegetables. That's also one of my favorites too.
Really, really nice. But how about Romanian food? Do you ever make your Romanian dishes?
Well, to be honest, the place I'm living now, I don't have a kitchen. I'm quite happy because, well, I don't have to cook, I don't have to wash dishes. So whenever I go out, I just eat outside. I work outside, I eat outside. Then I come home and I can relax. So I can't really cook. And I'm not sure if there is any Romanian restaurant around. Never heard about one. But I
There
did
you
have
go, a
lately
business
some,
idea, open a Romanian restaurant in Ho Chi
probably, but at
Minh.
the same time, I just realized that maybe the Vietnamese people wouldn't like the Romanian food. I don't know why. Our food is not that spicy.
You can put spice in it and still make that rolled cabbage.
Yeah, but how would you make spicy mamaliga?
You put some jalapenos in it.
Maybe, could be.
But
Yeah,
in the same
so
time, I
not that
think
familiar.
there is a custom there that people do use to go outside and eat rather than cook at home. Is this a fact?
Yes. Well, I guess people also cook a lot at home, but I see it as a tradition over here, generally speaking, in Asian countries and specifically now in Vietnam. Whenever people have a chance, like they would gather with their friends or their family and they would go to a restaurant, but there are all these street food places, or they have like drinks at the same time on the street. So people really like to enjoy spending the evening with their friends and just have a chat, have a laugh, and so on. So yes, it's in their culture to go out and have lunch and dinner probably at least once a week, if not more often.
So do you know when will the border open up in Vietnam?
Uh, People talk a lot. They say after 1st of July, but I'm not pretty sure yet. So probably it would take 1 more month before people would be confident that the virus is really gone and there is no harm anymore.
Mm-hmm. And are there any restrictions at the moment in terms of traveling internally? For example, flights, are they working, or trains?
I guess everything is pretty open within the borders, but the borders are not open yet. I'm not sure if export and import is still allowed. I don't know much about the topic, but I do know that like I have a few friends and they just took some days for holiday and they traveled to a few islands around. So domestic travel, it's allowed. Everything is safe. It's okay. But I'm not sure about the borders. I think they're still closed for now.
Great. Thank you so much, Alex. Have a great evening, and
Thank
we'll
you.
speak
Thank
to
you,
you
Adi.
shortly.